good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever you hear this, remember, today is yours. Every day we are faced with a choice, the choice to move forward or stay stagnant, the choice to build or to break, the choice to lead or to follow. But here's the secret. Growth isn't about making a massive leap once in a while. It's about the small, deliberate steps you take every single day. This is why you watch this. This is why you listen. Not because one video will change your life, but because what you do consistently will. Let's talk about that word, consistency. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not talent, not luck, not intelligence. It's the ability to show up even when they don't feel like it. You don't brush your teeth once and expect perfect hygiene. You don't go to the gym once and expect strength. In the same way, you don't watch one inspiring message and expect lifelong motivation. You build it daily. And if you feel stuck, good, that means you're in motion. That means you are wrestling with resistance, and that's a sign you're growing. Comfort zones are cozy, but they are also cages. Listen carefully. Your mind is the battlefield. What you consume, what you focus on, what you believe, it shapes your reality. If you fill your mind with doubt, you will hesitate. If you feed it with courage, you will act. So why watch this every day? Because repetition rewires you. Because hearing words of strength reminds you to act with strength. Because when life gets loud, you need a voice that keeps you centered. You are the architect of your own life. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to push you harder than you push yourself. But the good news, you have everything you need already inside you. The only thing left to do is take action. Why do we do what we do? Why do we wake up every morning and push ourselves to be better? Why do we seek motivation, inspiration, and guidance? It's not just about success, money, or recognition. Those things may come, but they are not the driving force. The real reason, the deeper reason, is purpose. Purpose is what fuels us. It's what makes the difficult days worth enduring and the good days even more fulfilling. Without purpose, we drift. We move through life reacting instead of creating, surviving instead of thriving. But when we know why we're doing something, everything changes. Effort becomes meaningful. Struggles become setups for comebacks. Most people go through life focusing on what they do and how they do it, but very few take the time to ask why. Why do you want to improve? Why do you seek knowledge? Why do you set goals? If the answer is just because I should or because others expect it, it won't sustain you. You need something deeper, a personal, undeniable reason that ignites something inside you. Think about the people who inspire you the most. They are not the ones who simply worked hard. They are the ones who worked hard for something bigger than themselves. They had a purpose so strong that no obstacle could shake it. They didn't just chase success, they pursued significance. When you start with why, your actions gain weight. You don't just wake up early because it's a productivity hack. You do it because you are committed to your vision. You don't just push through failure because it's expected. You do it because your purpose is bigger than your fear. You don't watch this every day just to feel good in the moment. You do it because you are building a mindset, a discipline, a future. Your why is your foundation. Everything else, your habits, your actions, your achievements, is built on top of it. And when life gets tough, when motivation fades, when obstacles feel overwhelming, your why is what will keep you standing. Success doesn't come from what you do occasionally. It comes from what you do consistently. The most powerful force in personal growth, in achievement, in mastery is consistency. Think about the greatest athletes, artists, or leaders. They weren't born great. They didn't wake up one day with all the skills, all the wisdom, all the discipline. They built it brick by brick, action by action, day after day. Not once, not when they felt like it, every single day. It's easy to get excited about change. It's easy to start something new with energy and enthusiasm. But what separates those who achieve their goals from those who don't is what happens when the excitement fades, when the results aren't immediate, when no one is watching, when there's no applause, no visible progress, no instant gratification. That's where consistency matters the most. Most people underestimate the power of small actions repeated over time. They believe that success requires massive leaps, overnight transformations. But real progress isn't made in a day, it's made daily. Reading one page of a book doesn't seem like much, but doing it every day turns into knowledge. Going for a short run once won't change your health, but doing it every morning will transform your body. Showing up for your goals, even when it feels pointless, is what turns effort into excellence. The problem is that we live in a world obsessed with results. We want instant success, instant confidence, instant mastery. But nothing truly great works that way. The results come after the repetitions. The growth happens in the process, in the discipline of showing up, even when it's inconvenient, even when it's boring, even when it feels like it's not working. The truth is, you're always becoming something. The question is, what are you becoming? Every action you take is a vote for the person you want to be. Every habit you repeat is shaping your future. And when you commit to showing up every day, no matter how small the step, no matter how slow the progress, you are proving to yourself that you are someone who follows through, someone who keeps going, someone who will succeed not by luck, not by talent, but by the relentless power of consistency. The way you see the world determines the way you move through it. Your mindset is not just a collection of thoughts. It is the lens through which you interpret everything. Your challenges, your opportunities, your limitations, and your potential. Change your mindset and you change your reality. Two people can go through the exact same experience and come out with completely different outcomes. One sees failure as a dead end, the other sees it as a lesson. One sees obstacles as proof that they're not meant to succeed, the other sees them as tests of resilience. The situation is the same, the difference is the mindset. The most successful people in the world are not the ones who never fail. They are the ones who refuse to be defined by failure. They are the ones who train their minds to find solutions instead of excuses, to focus on growth instead of fear, to see possibilities instead of problems. They don't wait for the world to change in their favor. They change the way they see the world. Your thoughts are powerful. They shape your actions, your habits, your identity. If you constantly tell yourself you're not good enough, that's the energy you bring into everything you do. If you believe success is out of reach, you'll never take the risks necessary to achieve it. But if you train yourself to focus on progress, to believe in your ability to adapt and improve, you start moving differently. You start taking control. Your mindset is like a muscle. It can be trained. Every time you choose to reframe a negative thought, every time you push forward when doubt tries to hold you back, every time you remind yourself that you are capable of growth, you are strengthening it. And just like any muscle, the stronger it gets, the easier it becomes to lift the weight of life's challenges. The world doesn't shape your mindset shapes your world. What you believe, you become. What you focus on expands. What you tell yourself, you manifest. If you want to change your reality, don't wait for the circumstances to change. Start with the way you think. Perfection is an illusion that keeps people stuck. It's the enemy of progress, the silent killer of dreams, the excuse disguised as a high standard. Too many people wait until they feel ready, until the conditions are perfect, until they have everything figured out before they take action. But the truth is, waiting for perfection is just another form of procrastination. Progress is what matters. Forward motion, however small, is infinitely more valuable than standing still in pursuit of something flawless. The best athletes didn't start as the best. The most successful entrepreneurs launched imperfect ideas. The most inspiring leaders made mistakes along the way. None of them were perfect, but all of them kept moving. That's what separates those who succeed from those who don't. The willingness to take imperfect action, to learn from missteps, and to adjust along the way. People often fear failure because they think it defines them. But failure isn't a reflection of who you are. It's simply evidence that you are trying, that you are in the game, that you are willing to do what most people won't. Every mistake carries a lesson. Every setback builds resilience. And every imperfect attempt brings you closer to mastery. The pursuit of perfection is exhausting. It creates pressure, fear, and hesitation. It convinces you that if something isn't flawless, it's not worth doing at all. But think about this. Every masterpiece, every innovation, every breakthrough started as something rough, incomplete, and full of flaws. It was refined over time, not because it was perfect from the start, but because someone had the courage to begin. Progress compounds, one small step today, another tomorrow, and before you know it, you build something meaningful. The person who improves by just 1% every day will be unrecognizable in a year. The key is to focus on growth, not on perfection, to take action, adjust, and keep moving forward, because the real win isn't being flawless, it's becoming better than you were yesterday. Your environment is shaping you, whether you realize it or not. The people you surround yourself with, the conversations you engage in, the content you consume, the spaces you live and work in, all of it influences your mindset, your habits, and ultimately your future. If you are constantly in an environment that drains you, distracts you, or keeps you small, breaking free and growing into your potential will feel like an uphill battle. But if you intentionally create an environment that supports your goals, fuels your energy, and challenges you to be better, success becomes inevitable. Look at the people in your life. Are they pushing you forward or holding you back? Do they encourage growth or do they reinforce doubts and limitations? The truth is, you rise or fall to the level of the people around you. Energy is contagious. Ambition is contagious. But so is mediocrity. If you spend your time around people who settle, who complain, who make excuses, you will start doing the same. But if you surround yourself with people who think bigger, who take action, who expect more from themselves, you will naturally level up. It's not just about people. Your physical and mental environment matter just as much. What do you feed your mind with every day? Are you consuming content that expands your thinking or distracts you? Are you learning and challenging yourself or just scrolling through noise? The books you read, the podcasts you listen to, the things you repeatedly expose yourself to, all of it shapes your perspective, your confidence, and your drive. Your space matters too. A cluttered, chaotic environment creates a cluttered, chaotic mind. If you want clarity, create it. If you want focus, remove the distractions. Small changes in your surroundings can create massive changes in your ability to perform, to think. You don't always get to choose where you start, but you do get to choose what you allow in your world. You have the power to adjust, to seek out better influences, to intentionally shape an environment that fuels you instead of depleting you. And when you do, everything becomes easier, not because the work is any less demanding, but because you put yourself in a position where success is the natural outcome. Most people see discipline as restriction, as something that takes away their freedom. They think freedom is doing whatever they want, whenever they want. But real freedom, the kind that allows you to live life on your terms, to achieve your goals, to become the person you want to be, comes from discipline. The more disciplined you are, the more control you have over your time, your energy, and your future. Without discipline, you are a slave to impulse. You wake up late, you procrastinate, you let distractions pull you in every direction. You say you want success, but your habits don't align with it. You say you want to be healthy, but you skip workouts. You say you want to build something great, but you let excuses get in the way. Without discipline, your life is not yours. It's controlled by whatever feels easy in the moment. Discipline is what separates those who achieve from those who wish. It's the ability to show up when you don't feel like it, to put in the work when no one is watching, to make the hard choices now so you can have the life you want later. It's not about being perfect. It's about being consistent. It's about keeping the promises you make to yourself, proving that you are someone who follows through. When you master discipline, everything becomes possible. You no longer rely on motivation, because motivation is temporary. It comes and goes. Discipline, on the other hand, stays. It gives you the structure to build momentum, and momentum creates results. The more disciplined you become, the more freedom you create. The freedom to take control of your health because you built the habits that make it effortless. The freedom to pursue your passions because you've developed the focus to cut out distractions. The freedom to succeed because you put in the work that others avoid. Discipline is not a punishment. It's a path that leads to mastery, to confidence, to real independence. Most people never choose it because it requires effort, patience, and sacrifice. But those who do, they are the ones who break free, the ones who achieve, the ones who truly live. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of success. The people who achieve the most are not the ones who avoid failure. They are the ones who embrace it, learn from it, and move forward. The faster you fail, the faster you learn. The faster you learn, the faster you grow. Most people fear failure because they see it as a reflection of their worth. They take it personally, as if failing means they are not good enough, not talented enough, not capable enough. But failure is not an identity. It's an event. It's a moment, a lesson, a necessary step in the process of becoming better. The only real failure is refusing to try, holding back out of fear, or giving up too soon. The truth is, every mistake you make teaches you something that success never could. Failure gives you feedback. It shows you what works and what doesn't. It exposes weaknesses so you can strengthen them. It forces you to adapt, to rethink, to improve. Every failure is a teacher, but only if you are willing to listen. The key is speed. The faster you try, the faster you fail. The faster you fail, the faster you get better. The people who achieve great things are not the ones who wait for the perfect plan or the perfect conditions. They are the ones who take action, make mistakes, and adjust as they go. They don't dwell on failure. They extract the lesson, apply it, and keep moving. Most people let failure stop them. The successful use it to sharpen them. The choice is simple: fear failure and stay stuck, or embrace failure and accelerate your progress. The world does not reward those who avoid mistakes. It rewards those who learn from them. Fail fast, learn faster, and success will come sooner than you think. Leadership is not a title, a position, or a rank. It's not something you wait for or something that's given to you. Leadership is a choice, a mindset, a way of showing up in the world, and it starts with you. Most people think leadership is about guiding others, making decisions, or standing at the front. But real leadership begins long before that. It starts with how you lead yourself, how you manage your discipline, your mindset, your actions when no one is watching. You cannot expect to influence others if you are not in control of yourself. Look at the greatest leaders in any field. They don't just demand excellence from others, they demand it from themselves first. They don't just talk about vision and values, they live them. They don't just set standards for those around them. They embody those standards in everything they do. People follow them not because of their words, but because of their example. Leadership is about responsibility. It's easy to blame circumstances, to point fingers, to wait for someone else to take action. But leaders don't wait. They take ownership of their choices, their growth, their impact. They understand that no matter where they are, they have the power to influence their environment, to lift others up, to create change. It doesn't matter if you are leading a team, a family, or just yourself. Leadership is about taking control of the things you can control and setting the tone for what's possible. It's about showing up with integrity, with consistency, with purpose. It's about being the kind of person you would want to follow. The world doesn't need more people waiting for permission. It needs more people who are willing to step up, to take responsibility, to be an example of what's possible. And that starts with you. Before you lead anyone else, lead yourself. Before you inspire others, inspire yourself. Before you expect greatness from the world, demand it from yourself. Leadership is not something you step into someday. It's something you choose right now. Resilience isn't just about pushing through hard times. It's about how you see those hard times, how you interpret them, and what you choose to focus on when things don't go as planned. And one of the most powerful tools for building resilience is gratitude. Most people think of gratitude as something you feel when things are going well, when life is good, when success is flowing, when there's something obvious to be thankful for. But real gratitude isn't just about appreciating the good. It's about finding meaning even in the struggle. It's about recognizing that challenges come with lessons, that setbacks build strength, and that even in the hardest moments, there is something to be gained. When you train yourself to focus on what you have rather than what you lack, everything shifts. Instead of feeling defeated by obstacles, you start to see them as opportunities. Instead of dwelling on what went wrong, you focus on what can be learned. Instead of feeling like life is against you, you recognize the ways in which it is shaping you. Gratitude doesn't ignore difficulty, it reframes it. It turns adversity into growth, pain into wisdom, and struggle into fuel. The most resilient people are not the ones who have had the easiest paths. They are the ones who have faced hardship and still found reasons to be thankful. They are the ones who, instead of saying, "Why me?" say, "What can this teach me?" They are the ones who refuse to let setbacks make them bitter, because they have trained themselves to see the value in every experience. Gratitude is a choice. It is a mindset. It is a daily practice of shifting focus from what's missing to what's present, from what's wrong to what's right, from frustration to appreciation. And the more you practice it, the stronger you become, not because life gets easier, but because you have built the mental resilience to handle whatever comes your way. People don't follow words, they follow actions. They don't listen to what you say nearly as much as they watch what you do. If you want to make an impact, if you want to inspire change, if you want to lead in any capacity, be the example. It's easy to tell others what they should do. It's easy to give advice, to have opinions, to talk about values and principles. But none of that matters if your own actions don't align. If you want to see discipline in others, show discipline in yourself. If you want to create a culture of accountability, hold yourself accountable first. If you want to be surrounded by people who strive for greatness, embody that greatness in your own habits and choices. Every action you take sets a standard, whether you realize it or not. The way you show up, the effort you put in, the way you handle challenges, it all sends a message to the people around you. And that message is more powerful than any speech, any lesson, or any rule you try to enforce. Being the example doesn't mean being perfect. It means being consistent. It means showing up even when it's hard, staying committed even when no one is watching, and doing the right thing even when it's inconvenient. It means making mistakes, owning them, learning from them, and growing in real time. Because that too is a lesson for those who are watching. You never know who is looking up to you, who is drawing strength from the way you carry yourself, who is inspired by the way you push forward despite obstacles. The impact you have is not always visible, but it is always there. And the best way to create change, to lead, to make a difference is not to demand it from others. It is to embody it yourself. Be the example, and the world around you will follow. At the end of the day, words fade, but actions remain. The way you live, the standards you uphold, the example you set, this is what defines your impact. If you want discipline, embody it. If you want resilience, build it. If you want leadership, take responsibility. If you want change, be the one who starts it. No one is coming to hand you the life you want. No one is going to push you to be better every single day. That's on you. Your environment, your mindset, your discipline, your ability to embrace failure and keep moving forward, it all comes down to a choice. A choice to take ownership, to show up fully, to demand more from yourself before expecting anything from the world. Your life is a reflection of what you repeatedly do, of the standards you hold, of the example you set. The question is, are you living in a way that inspires others? Are you leading in a way that makes an impact? Are you showing up as the person you say you want to be? The world doesn't change because of what people say. It changes because of what people do. So be the example, set the standard, and when others look for inspiration, let them find it in you.